Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at what strong content looks like in writing. Strong content. The purpose of writing is to communicate an idea or ideas from the writer to the reader. Doesn't matter what type of writing it is that we're looking at. We could be talking about an essay, a poem, or a research project, and we're still looking for that same purpose, which is for the writer to get ideas from the writer to the reader. To be effective in this task, a writer needs to have strong content, and a writer has to have something of value to communicate. Let's take a look at a few examples here. This is an example of a piece that has strong content. Throughout history, no symbol has been as important to the heritage and image of America as the cowboy. Although cowboys were only economically necessary for a few short decades, the symbolism and values they left have helped define America. The greatest significance that the cowboy brings to our country is the sense of personal freedom. As well, the cowboy embodied the masculine image of a tough, rugged outdoorsman who could handle any problem with grit and style. Here we can see very strong content. Not only do we have strong ideas, but we also have strong support and strong details that go with them. Let's take a look at another example here. Recycling is a topic that tends to bore people half to sleep. There's just no good way to make brown glass and green glass sound cool. Interestingly, no matter how dull that a presentation about how to put what items into what bins sounds like a snoozer, without recycling, life is going to get much, much worse for us. Here's the deal. We are running out of resources. Oil is running low, water is running low, food is running low, and all of these resources are absolutely necessary to continue our way of life in the decades to come. So, finding a way to convince people that preserving the resources we already have is important and needs to become an exciting topic. So here again we have an example of strong content. We have strong ideas, there's strong information here, we've got great support and very specific details that helps give this full presentation of strong content. Let's take a look now at weak content so that we can see the opposite. That will give us a nice balanced approach so that we can tell what strong writing looks like when it's got strong content and what weak writing looks like. Here's an example of weak content. Cowboys are pretty cool. They did lots of things that followed cows and kept them from running away. Cowboys only worked for a little while. Cowboys were free and cool. So here we have the same basic ideas that are being communicated, but they're being communicated in such a poor manner because they don't have strong content, they don't have strong support, and they don't have strong details. So therefore, this comes across as being weak. Let's take a look at another example. People should recycle. Recycling saves some stuff and makes stuff cheap. It's important, but no one cares. So here again we have the same ideas that are being communicated as what we looked at in the previous example, but this piece is weak. It's cut short in comparison to the other one. It doesn't have the depth or the breadth of knowledge and information that's communicated here. We don't have that strong content. We don't have the strong support and details to back it up. Let's take a look at a couple more examples. Let's evaluate this one for content. Do you ever see a young kid or teenager smoking a cigarette or drinking alcohol? Well, this might not be the case for some people, but there are teenagers and kids smoking and drinking all around the world. Some countries do not have laws about teens smoking or drinking, but the United States does. Although the United States have laws preventing teenagers and youth to purchase cigarettes or alcohol, the laws do not necessarily prevent alcohol and tobacco use amongst teens. How are teens getting involved with cigarettes and alcohol? Things such as advertising affect the age at which teens start drinking or smoking cigarettes. Second, bad parenting. Poor parenting can lead to kids being allowed to drink or smoke. Third, teens being around poor influences. How can people reduce the age at which teenagers start drinking or smoking? No matter what cause teenagers across the country are smoking and drinking, people can help prevent and stop teen alcohol consumption and tobacco intake. So here we see some pretty strong content. This looks like it would be a pretty decent introduction for a paper that would follow up and give us much more specific detail in terms of these topics that are being covered here about smoking and drinking. We do have support, we do have the content, and we do have the start of some details. The details are a little bit missing, so these we would probably expect to see in body paragraphs following up. And let's take a look at another example. How would you like to go from an unknown single mother or father on welfare with no real future to the richest person in Scotland virtually overnight? It sounds like a fairy tale, but sometimes big dreams really do come true. J.K. Rowling is a pure example of a modern-day Cinderella story. So here, in terms of content, we have the beginning, but we don't really have enough overall. So we have the start of good content because we have some great ideas here, but we don't have enough support and we don't really have any details at all. So for this one, I would say that it needs a lot more information to really come across as having strong content. So what should you do with content? Make sure that you're really focused in on your topic. Brainstorm more content than what you actually need. This can make the writing process much easier. Then when you have that brainstorm, pare it down into your organized content. Make sure in your writing that you're shooting for depth, breadth, and detail of your topic. For content, make sure that you're always following a really strong brainstorming step at the very beginning of your writing process. Make sure that you're researching too. Sometimes you just don't have enough information on a particular topic, so you need to go complete some research to learn more. And make sure that you're very organized. Disorganization comes through in writing, so make sure that you're organized from the beginning and throughout the process. At this point, what you should know and be able to do is to know what content in writing is, be able to create and use content, and understand ways to improve upon content. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Good luck with your writing.